My dear friends, today I want to start with a simple truth that many people forget. The world doesn't need to know everything about you, but you need to know what truly matters inside you. In a world where everyone broadcasts every thought, every struggle, every emotion, there is a silent power in becoming the person who doesn't need to announce every step, every plan, every dream. There is a beauty in living a life where your peace is louder than the world's noise and your progress is louder than your announcements. Have you noticed something? The more we share, the more people feel they have the right to comment on our lives. The more we talk, the more opinions we invite, and the more noise we allow in, the more confused our inner world becomes. But the wisest people, the truly strong souls, the spiritually grounded individuals, they choose privacy not because they are hiding, but because they are protecting. They protect their peace from unnecessary noise. They protect their dreams from premature judgment. They protect their growth from unwanted interference. And whenever life becomes noisy, whenever the world feels overwhelming, I want you to remember this: silence is not emptiness. Silence is alignment with God. Silence is protection. Silence is clarity. Silence is power. Today, as we stand together, I want to guide you through the art of keeping your life private, not secret, but sacred. Because your energy, your progress, your healing, your dreams, and your transformation do not belong to the world. They belong to you. They belong to the one who is guiding you. And when you learn to live this way, you stop explaining yourself to everyone and start understanding yourself from within. Let us dive into the deeper wisdom of how to keep your life private, how to rise above noise, how to progress silently, and how to practice the sacred art of inner peace every single day. When you begin to understand the value of protecting your energy, something inside you shifts. You stop living like an open door where anyone can walk in, say anything, do anything, and leave you drained. Instead, you start living like a sacred space where entry is earned, not granted casually. You realize that not everyone who smiles at you has pure intentions, and not everyone who talks to you has the capacity to understand you. Protecting your energy doesn't mean becoming cold. It means becoming conscious. It means choosing who influences your peace and who has access to your emotional world. Many people live exhausted, not because life is too heavy, but because they allow too many hands to pull their attention, too many voices to speak into their mind, too many opinions to shape their emotions. Think about how we use our phone battery. When the phone reaches 20%, we instantly become alert. We close apps, disable features, and save every bit of energy left. But when our own mind is at 20%, when our emotions feel drained, when we are mentally exhausted, we still continue giving, explaining, overthinking, pleasing, and stretching ourselves. Imagine if we treated our inner energy with the same seriousness we treat our phone battery. You would stop explaining your dreams to people who doubt everything. You would stop giving your time to people who never value it. You would stop seeking approval from those who don't even understand your journey. Life becomes lighter when you stop giving your energy to what drains you and start giving it to what grows you. It's important to know that not everyone who enters your life comes with good intentions. Some come to take, not to give. Some come to use, not to support. Some come to distract, not to guide. And if you don't protect your energy, you will find yourself emotionally tired without even knowing why. Protecting your energy is learning to say no without guilt, yes without fear, and later without apology. It is understanding that your mental and emotional health are not negotiable. When you start valuing your peace, the wrong people naturally fade away and the right ones stay because they feel the strength of your boundaries and the purity of your intention. There are moments in life when you can feel your inner world becoming noisy. Too many conversations, too many opinions, too many expectations. During those times, protecting your energy means stepping back. It means taking a moment to breathe, reflect, and reconnect with the presence of God within you. Silence becomes your shield. Solitude becomes your sanctuary. You don't run away from people. You simply return to yourself. You begin to understand that your peace doesn't come from crowd approval, but from inner alignment. When you feel spiritually centered, mentally grounded, and emotionally balanced, no external noise can shake you. The deeper your connection with your inner self, the stronger your protection becomes. Daily life provides us countless examples of why protecting your energy is essential. Think of a day when someone's negativity affected your mood, even though it had nothing to do with you. Think of a conversation that drained you so deeply that you carried its weight for hours. Think of someone's criticism that made you doubt yourself even though you knew your worth. These are not small things. They are energy leaks. And until you learn to guard these areas, you will keep giving emotional access to people who haven't earned it. Protecting your energy means choosing your battles wisely and learning that sometimes silence is more powerful than responding. There will be times when people misunderstand you, judge you, or create false stories about you. Protecting your energy means refusing to waste your life correcting every misunderstanding. People will believe what their mind is ready to believe. You cannot control that. What you can control is your response, your internal calm, your inner dignity, your spiritual maturity. When you stop chasing validation, you gain freedom. When you stop defending yourself unnecessarily, you gain peace. And when you stop allowing every comment to enter your heart, you gain strength. Your energy is precious. Don't let it be scattered by opinions that don't matter. You also start noticing who nourishes your energy and who drains it. Some people inspire you, uplift you, encourage you, and bring clarity. Others confuse you, exhaust you, and pull you down. Protecting your energy means choosing your inner circle with wisdom, not loneliness. It means realizing that quality matters more than quantity. Even one person with pure intentions can give you more peace than a crowd with mixed intentions. Your energy is like a garden. If you let anyone step in without care, the flowers will get crushed. But if you protect it, nurture it, and guard it, your garden will bloom beautifully. There is a quiet wisdom in keeping your plans private until they are ready to bloom. In life, many people make the mistake of announcing every dream, every goal, every intention before even taking the first step. But what they don't realize is that the moment a plan leaves your mouth, it becomes vulnerable to the doubts, fears, opinions, and energies of others. When a seed is planted in the soil, you don't dig it up every day to show people. You protect it, you cover it, you water it silently, you let it grow in darkness, because growth happens best when it is undisturbed. In the same way, your dreams need privacy, not publicity. They need silence, not noise. They need focus, not distraction. Imagine someone deciding to start a new chapter in their life, maybe a business, maybe a fitness journey, maybe a spiritual practice. The moment they share it with everyone, suddenly advice starts coming, judgments start forming, and comparisons begin. People might say, "Are you sure? You don't have enough experience." Or, "Why now? Maybe wait." Or worse, "You can't do it." And even if you are strong, these tiny seeds of doubt can enter your mind. Not because people are evil, but because not everyone can see what you see. Not everyone has the same vision, the same faith, the same inner fire. So when your plans are still fragile, still forming, still gathering strength, they are easily shaken by the noise of the world. Keeping your plans private protects them until they are strong enough to stand on their own. Think of a simple day-to-day example. When you decide to wake up early and improve your routine, if you announce it to everyone, suddenly people start watching you, waiting to see if you fail. But if you simply begin quietly, day after day, practicing discipline in silence, something magical happens. You build momentum, you grow stronger without pressure. And one day, your progress speaks so loudly that people notice without you having to say anything. Privacy turns your progress into power. Silence turns your consistency into strength. When you work privately, you don't work for applause, you work for transformation. There is also a spiritual depth to keeping your plans private. When you share too early, you dilute the spiritual connection between you and the one guiding you. Plans that are whispered in prayer become sacred. Plans that are shouted to the world become noisy. There is a reason why great thinkers, wise souls, and spiritually grounded people never rush to announce their next move. They understand that life's most meaningful transformations happen away from the spotlight. When you move silently, you move with clarity. When you move quietly, you move with intention. And when you move privately, you move with divine protection. Look around you. Notice how some people love to talk about what they are going to do. They promise big things, make bold statements, and share every idea publicly, yet nothing happens. Their words become louder than their actions. But those who truly grow, those who achieve, those who transform, they rarely speak. They act, they practice, they improve daily. They keep their vision close to their heart. They don't need approval because they trust the process. They don't need validation because they trust their inner voice more than the outer noise. There is a beautiful strength in surprising people with your results rather than entertaining them with your intentions. When your plans stay private, people only see your success, not your struggles. They see your growth, not your process. They see your transformation, not your doubts. This keeps you protected from negativity, jealousy, comparison, and unnecessary interference. People cannot ruin what they do not know. They cannot attack what they cannot see. They cannot stop what is invisible. Privacy is not hiding, it is strategic protection. Let your actions speak for you. Let your results reveal what you've been working on. Let your progress tell the story silently. A tree does not make noise while growing, only when the wind shakes it. In the quiet moments of discipline, focus, and intention, you become stronger, your dreams become clearer, your path becomes smoother, your mind becomes sharper. What you nurture privately becomes the foundation of the life you will live publicly. There is a rare kind of strength in silence, a strength that most people overlook because they are too used to noise. Noise has become a habit for many. Noise in conversations, noise in thoughts, noise in social media, noise in opinions, noise in comparing, noise in proving, noise in explaining. But silence is where a person meets themselves. Silence is where wisdom grows. Silence is where clarity becomes clear. Silence is where your inner world speaks louder than the outer world ever can. Silence is not the absence of something. It is the presence of everything you truly need. In daily life, silence is often misunderstood. When someone becomes quiet, people assume they are sad, upset, weak, or disconnected. But a wise person knows silence is not weakness. Silence is intelligence, silence is balance, silence is self-control. Anyone can react, but it takes inner strength to respond calmly. Anyone can talk endlessly, but it takes discipline to choose your words. Anyone can shout, argue, and defend, but only the spiritually grounded can stay still and rise above unnecessary chaos. Silence is not running away, silence is rising above. Think of a moment when someone spoke to you harshly or unfairly, and instead of reacting, you chose silence. Not because you didn't have an answer, but because you didn't want to waste your peace. Later, you realized how much wiser that silence was. Silence protects you from saying things you don't mean. Silence protects you from reacting out of anger. Silence protects you from lowering your dignity to match someone else's immaturity. Silence is a shield, soft to the world, but strong enough to guard your inner world. One of the biggest lessons life teaches is that silence is a powerful teacher. For example, when you sit alone in your room after a long day, no noise, no distractions, just you and your thoughts, that silence tells you everything: where you are hurting, where you need growth, what you've been avoiding, what you truly want, and what you must let go of. Silence is honest. Silence doesn't lie to you. Silence reveals what business hides. That is why the most successful, peaceful, spiritually aligned people give themselves daily moments of silence, not to escape life, but to understand it. In relationships too, silence has power. When two people are angry and shouting, nothing gets solved. But when one person stays calm, listens, breathes, and chooses silence over unnecessary words, the energy shifts. Silence allows emotions to settle. Silence creates space for understanding. Silence prevents words that cannot be taken back. Many relationships break not because of major problems, but because people fail to use silence wisely. Sometimes silent understanding is more valuable than loud explanations. Every day offers small examples of how silence strengthens a person. Imagine standing in a crowd where everyone is complaining, gossiping, criticizing, or comparing. And you choose silence. You don't add negativity. You don't join the noise. You don't lower your frequency. You keep your peace. That silence is strength. It shows you are not controlled by the environment. You are guided by your inner wisdom. Silence makes you different. Silence makes you centered. Silence makes you powerful without trying to look powerful. There is also a spiritual dimension to silence. When everything around you becomes chaotic, silence connects you to the divine presence within you. In silence, you can feel guidance. In silence, you can feel intuition. In silence, you can feel the calm voice of wisdom that noise often drowns. Many people pray loudly, but forget that the answers come in silence. When you learn to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and listen sincerely, life starts speaking to you in ways you never noticed before. Silence is not empty. It is full of answers, full of awareness, full of direction. Even in progress, silence plays a role. When you are working on yourself quietly, improving daily, healing silently, building discipline, building habits, building mental strength, no one sees it. But you feel it. And when the results appear, they appear so strongly that people wonder how you changed so much. Silence gives strength to growth, because growth needs protection, growth needs concentration, growth needs inner stillness. Just like a seed grows in silent darkness before breaking the soil, your transformation grows in silence before the world sees it. And then comes one of the biggest truths: silence saves you from unnecessary battles. You don't need to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't need to respond to every comment. You don't need to fight every misunderstanding. You don't need to prove yourself to people who have already decided not to understand you. Silence is your way of saying, my peace is more valuable than this discussion. And when you learn that, your life becomes lighter, your mind becomes clearer, your heart becomes calmer. There is something incredibly powerful about understanding that your growth is personal and not a form of public entertainment. We live in a time where people share everything, where they are, what they bought, what they ate, what they are trying, what they plan to do, even what they are suffering through. And somewhere in this constant display, real growth gets lost. True transformation doesn't happen under spotlights. It happens in silence, in private, in the quiet corners of your life where no one is watching and no one is clapping. Your growth does not need an audience. It needs patience, consistency, and honesty with yourself. When you stop performing for the world and start showing up for yourself, everything changes. The truth is, when people know too much about your growth journey, they unknowingly turn it into a show. They start watching your progress as if it is entertainment. They comment on your pace. They compare your steps. They question your methods. They expect outcomes. And sometimes they even hope you fail, just so they have something to talk about. This pressure can easily distract you from your path. You begin worrying more about how things look instead of how things feel. You start focusing more on proving yourself instead of improving yourself. That is why your growth must stay personal and protected, not performed like a public performance. Think of a simple example. Someone decides to start working on their health. The moment they announce it to everyone, suddenly the world becomes their judge. If they miss a day, people notice. If they eat something unhealthy, people comment. If progress is slow, people laugh. But imagine that same person choosing to grow quietly. No pressure, no eyes, no commentary. Just them, their discipline, their efforts, their silent victories. Suddenly growth feels lighter. Suddenly it becomes real. Suddenly it becomes genuine. When no one is watching, you grow faster because you are growing for yourself, not for validation. Growth is deeply personal because it requires you to face your own truth. You cannot grow if you are constantly trying to impress people. You cannot grow if you are scared of being judged. You cannot grow if you are trying to match someone else's expectations. Your growth needs privacy because it requires vulnerability, admitting your mistakes, healing your wounds, building new habits, breaking unhealthy patterns, letting go of old identities. These things are not pretty. They are not glamorous. They are not meant for anyone else's entertainment. They are meant for your evolution. Look at nature. A seed breaks in complete darkness. A butterfly transforms inside a hidden cocoon. A pearl forms deep inside a shell, away from all eyes. Everything precious grows in private. When you protect your growth journey from the noise of the world, you allow yourself to become stronger before revealing yourself. People don't need to see your struggles, your tears, your failures, your restless nights, your silent prayers, your efforts, your everyday battles. They only need to see the transformation once it's complete. Not to impress them, but because the result will naturally speak for itself. There is also a protection that comes with keeping your growth personal. Not everyone understands your journey. Not everyone has the maturity to see you grow. Some people get uncomfortable when you improve because it reminds them of what they are not doing. Some people feel insecure when you rise because it challenges their comfort. Some people pretend to support you but silently hope to see you stuck where you were. By keeping your growth private, You shield yourself from unnecessary negativity, from jealousy, from projections, from comparisons, from unwanted opinions. You give yourself the space to rise without interruption. Daily life teaches this lesson over and over. For instance, when you decide to heal from something painful, people expect you to move on quickly, or forget, or be normal again. They measure your healing through their timeline, not yours. But healing doesn't work that way. Healing is personal. Healing takes time. Healing takes silence. Healing takes emotional courage that no one else can understand. The more privately you heal, the deeper the healing becomes. When you stop explaining your pain, you stop reopening your wounds. When you stop performing strength, you start actually becoming strong. Your growth is also not linear. Some days you move forward, some days you fall back, and some days you stand still. When your journey is private, you allow yourself room to make mistakes without being judged. You allow yourself time to rest without guilt. You allow yourself space to reflect. You allow yourself freedom to be